last view of our garden for the year, September 22nd. After this, I'm starting to cut back and prepare for the autumn. Nothing new on this one, still doing well. Our lavender, as you can tell, is doing quite poorly. I didn't deadhead, and because of that, they're beginning to seed. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but there's seeds peeking out there. I'm going to try to plop some, see if I could grow some lavender from seeds. If not, I could buy new ones, but I think I pretty much killed them because I forgot the deadhead. I'm not sure. This is our devil's trumpet. Still producing flowers, as you can tell. And another one popping through. Just looking at the video I made in May, there's only two little seeds growing in that pot. I mean, two little leaves growing in that pot, so it's doing spectacular. Our basil is starting to yellow and flower, so the end of their life cycle's coming through. Thinking of letting them flower and pick their seeds too, or I might just go for it and let them die and buy new basil. They don't cost much. Those guys are still doing quite well. Probably have to stick a couple in bigger containers. They're doing so well. Rosebush is still growing strong. Coneflower, well, that wasn't doing well a while ago, so nothing changed there. Our spiderwort is still doing well. Our black-eyed Susan has more black eyes than Susans. Dill's popping up throughout. We've been growing it for years, so it sort of goes wherever it wants to. And this time it's in with the scallions, which are doing quite well too. These are the scallions we grew this year. Anything on the right of these containers are from our own seeds. Russian sage is growing as big as usual. Flowering, which is unusual. It usually has just buds this time of the year. Dill popping up in there too. Those are the purple daisies, and you can't see the fescue anymore because it got covered up and it got cut back because it is grass and needs sun. Hard to tell, but I cut back the polka dot plant and repotted it because it was quite root bound. I don't think it had any soil left. And this is our sweet potato vine. It really went out of sight this year. This is the beginning of it. And I'll show you some more later on because it just keeps going and on going. Those are supposed to be our pepper plants. You probably can't see the pepper plants because of the tomato plants. Which means the peppers aren't producing too well. But look there, our tomatoes are. And there's some more tomatoes. Here are the carrots, which have beautiful tops, but I haven't seen any carrots growing below. Hard to tell. I'm going to give them 6 more weeks. Our strawberry keeps flowering. There's a flower right in there. But every time the berries grow, they don't grow very big and just disappear. Don't know if that's squirrels or animals, but we haven't gotten strawberry yet. More tomatoes. Our clematis has knocked off its trail because, if you can't tell, this is the corner of our yard. It has really been taken over by tomatoes and hummingbird vine, and the hummingbird vine never produced any flowers, so it's not much of a vine. I'll be cutting that back. We won't do that again. Up there's our hanging basket. The bees still finding it, even though we're having trouble seeing the flowers on it most of the time. More of the sweet potato vine, and it keeps going. If you look closely, it's in with tomatoes, and it keeps going on, going back there. I'm going behind the table, but I can't see that far. I'm trying to grow a pineapple. Doesn't look like much, but the last time it did this to me, I gave up on it after 6 months, pulled it out, and found out it did root. So I'm going to give this a better chance this time and see if I can grow a pineapple. Next to that's the polka dot bush that I've been trying to grow. I cut off cuttings from my other one. This here, believe it or not, is another devil's trumpet. It got drowned in one of our bad rains a couple weeks ago, but it has a couple more leaves, so it might survive yet. I thought it died as it did it. Good thing I'm not in a rush to fix anything. This is my bonsai, which will need some work at the end of the summer, but right now it's being taken over by these lovely flowers. More tomatoes, grape tomatoes here. And there's one way back there that's going to be hard to get, but I will get it. I've been getting them even when they're on the other side. There's a table under there you'll never be able to see. There's Fuzzy Wuzzy. His ivy's growing. I don't know, you can see that through everything in front of it. But I'll have to even trim back the ivy, but I can't get to him because of all these tomatoes. That's it for wildflowers. They're wild. They did flower. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff back there. Poor prickly pear's been run over by vegetation. And I know you can't tell, but there's supposed to be fennels back there, but it's more leaves than there are bulbs. This here is supposed to be a vine, a hummingbird vine, and a rose. I don't think you can see either. Oh, little evidence there's a rose bush right there. To give you an idea, tomato plants over here. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to make you dizzy there. And we're growing tomatoes. There was one I just saw. Yeah, there's a tomato. There's some tomatoes along with the hummingbird vine and the rose. They took over everything. My miter or bee balm survived a little bit, so there's hope that it will grow. Lily valleys are looking a little peaked, but they're not supposed to look so good this time of year anyway. And this is our butterfly bush. I have to cut that back soon, which is going to break my heart, but I hear it makes it grow faster. Below it is a coleus, which is supposed to like shade, or something like shade. It sure did like to peek out at the top of the hummingbird vine, hummingbird bush. This is our previously red flower that it rained for a while, so we didn't get out here much. It didn't deadhead. John got back to starting to deadhead, and you can now see the red flowers from where he managed to pull that off. These are those warts that have blue flowers in the morning. They took over everything, so we're going to pull them out and not do that again. English lamb's ear never got any bigger than that. It's supposed to grow up and have flowers, but that never did either, but I think that's because it got too crowded. Here's our passion vine. I can prove to you that it's a passion vine now because it's in the afternoon. Here are the flowers. They smell lovely. And passion fruit. I've tried eating it before. Never tasted any good. It tastes sort of like styrofoam. And here's another one growing. And I'm hoping that if I leave it to grow, maybe it'll turn colors and actually taste good. I've been trying to, I hear they're supposed to taste good. Mine never has, so I'm still trying to get one that tastes good. Rosemary's doing fine. Sage is doing fine. Oregano and thyme is doing great. More English ivy, English lamb's ear that never amounted to much this year. Finally cleaned out my lucky bamboo. See how big it is? It looks happier now that I finally cleaned out the bottom. I'm supposed to do that more often than I do. And this is a donkey tail, which It's finally beginning to grow. Now it's the end of the season, so I gotta figure out what to do with that to keep it growing in this winter. Our parsley still growing. Our garlic not only is growing, the garlic chives, it's growing, it's flowering. The flies love it because yes, it smells like garlic. You can look carefully. They're also beginning to seed. Might be interesting to see if I can get some seeds from them. That's our tarragon, hard to tell, and I'll see the lean over, but it's back there. And this is our 4 o'clock. It says it's end stages, so all these little black spots that look like peppers are seeds. I'm going to have to seed it soon. And our chives. And just because I know all this cutting back I'm going to do, a lot of the branches and stuff are going to go back here. I want you to see how low our compost pile is. So it'll be all full and we won't know where to put a lot of the stuff. But the worms will be happy. Yes, we actually have worms. And this is the garden. Last look of the summer. Hopefully I'll do more, but show you the process of pulling it down for the year.